Hey guys, STTM here. Welcome to another video, and today we're going to be talking about the New York Jets. Yes, guys, the New York Jets. Now, one thing before I get in, I will say it feels pretty good to be on spring break. And second off, like, subscribe, put on notifications, and comment on this video. Helps me get more recommended, and well, you're doing me a favor if you do so. So yeah, now let me stop with this Japanese and get straight into the video. Goodbye! All right, so their lineup on offense, which we're going to cover first, is 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, which that makes sense because I don't. The only tight end I would really give playing time here is Tyler Conklin. They could honestly draft a new one, but we will go check the statistics on Mr. Tyler Conklin if my tab decides to load for once. Okay, it's actually loading now, so that's good. Sorry, by the way. There might be a couple bits of lag every now and then in the video, so hopefully that doesn't bother you, but these aren't like good, starting tight end stats. This is more statistic wise, this is more for backup tight ends. I mean, honestly, Conklin might be better than everyone else on the team. There's this guy though, Jeremy Ruckert, who was a rookie for the 2022 class. Let's check him if he's questionable. Maybe he might be meant to start instead of Tyler Conklin. So yeah, maybe Ruckert might be meant to start instead of Mr. Tyler Conklin. I just don't have that good Wi-Fi, so it's gonna take a while to load this stuff in. So yeah, I've said it like once. Very sorry about that, by the way. But well, yeah, STTM guy, yeah, fans. It is indeed taking a bit of a moment. It's raining outside. Okay, there we go. We got Jeremy Ruckert stats. So yeah, that's not really better than Conklin. So honestly, I'd say tight end. Put that as a draft need. Offensive line's not bad. If Tyron Smith stays healthy, he's old, but if he stays healthy, he could be fairly decent as a guy himself. Joe Tippmann is good, little rookie. He's going in on his second year. Vera Tucker is good. Morgan Moses is pretty underrated in my honest opinion, but the running back room's pretty good. Breece Hall, Israel Benakenda has potential to take the spot for the backup running back now that Michael Carter is no longer on the team, which he's usually been that backup running back. Which honestly does show that the Jets might be getting used to something else, but they actually could be a little bit better than you think if everything goes according to plans here. Now, as the stats will indeed load up. Now, this isn't amazing, but since he was a round 5 pick and he was the third string last year, now that he has a bigger role, he could show off that his second year he could technically be somewhat of a draft steal over for the New York Jets. I mean, if that does happen, the Jets could most certainly be a bit better than usual. He hasn't had much play. He hasn't had much plays for some reason because they haven't played him. Wide receiver room's great. Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams, Xavier Gibson has some pretty good flashes. Alan Lazard shows that there's some depth because Irvin Charles, Jason Brownlee, and Alan Lazard do make some pretty good depth room, and I believe can step up for when if any of these guys get hurt. Now let's go shift our focuses over to the defense, which I'm going to scroll down to see if you guys can see the defense. John Franklin Myers is good. Quinnen Williams is good. Jermaine Johnson's good. CJ Mosley's good. Quincy Williams is good. Sauce Gardner is good. Chuck Clark, Tony Adams, DJ Reed. So they got a good defense. Now I will say it still has needs because there is the famous draft bust from 2020, who is known as Mr. Javon Kinlaw, but Kai Fotu is some good backup right there. I feel like Hector and Tenzel Smart are definitely going to get cut. I feel like Michael Clemens doesn't have a role for some reason. I feel like I would put him in that second string right there because I feel like Will McDonald is already solidifying himself as a pretty known bust. Like he got drafted to the wrong team in my personal opinion. Hopefully the Jets though have a good draft for 2024, which would be pretty nice. Quincy Williams being the brother of Quinnen Williams, really good player. Sauce Gardner is probably one of the best corners. Isaiah Oliver, I did call him a free agency loser, but Isaiah Oliver, more I realize it actually is some fairly good depth behind Sauce Gardner. They still got DJ Reed. Michael Carter II is pretty good for a backup, but Brandon Ickles or Tay Haynes, I think, should try to become a backup for Chuck Clark right there. So that could solidify their defense more, which if you are watching this Jets front office, I think I might actually help you. I might help you for this remainder of the offseason, actually. But I will say they should probably cut Irvin Charles, even though I said he could step up. But I meant Alan Lazard and Jason Brownlee. Sorry about that mix up, by the way. But they could step up. But I feel like if they do get Tyler Boyd, Gibson would have to go somewhere else. I've seen some rumors about it. Now Gibson, this is a decently fair 21 receptions. He did not get any touchdowns, but his average is pretty good. They could work with something due to him. I think was like undrafted or something. Yeah, I believe undrafted due to him being undrafted, but he's been pretty good for an undrafted. So yeah, but I will say Elijah Vera Tucker, probably your best offensive lineman. I don't see Mekhi Beckman here. I don't know what happened to him. Not really many people that I've heard are following the guy because he's like a good player, but he's just been hurt a lot. So there is that as well. Now, as we can see, more talk about the defense. Special teams looks good. I like Gibson as a returner. Zerland's a good kicker. Morstead is a very good punter. So yeah, special teams is good. So they could honestly kick whatever kind of whatever field goals they need. They can honestly make that. So which also shows that they could be clutch if a kicker is if a kicker is actually pretty good in general. I do like Greg Zerline as a kicker. He is probably up there for me, which I'm gonna go load up the stats, which should be loading, but like I've said many times in the video, just the lag. It's honestly really annoying how I'm recording with some lag. But here's Greg Zerline. Place kicker, look, that percentage is very good. XP is pretty good. The long's pretty good. And the points in general tied 16th. So being 16th is probably the upper half kicker since there are 32 teams. And obviously 32 starting kickers. So yeah. Around that. So he is in the better half of the kickers according to that exact stat and some of his other ones that from what we saw. Sibbert's some good defense is some good like depth right there. Hennessy could be a good long snapper for them, which long snappers aren't important, but I still want to cover this roster. Saleh hopefully gets better. I mean, he might get fired soon since he hasn't been able to figure it out for this Jets team. So there is that. Surratt is some good depth as well. I feel like with McDonald, is just a depth guy in a redraft. He'll probably be in like the 4th round for a redraft. Like I feel like he's just a depth kind of dude. I like Jermaine Johnson more, as you guys can obviously tell from the way I'm describing Will McDonald. But this team actually does have potential. Now, usually when they have potential, they don't manage to put it together, which does stink. But since they had the good 2022 draft, hopefully it's going to have a good 2024 one. I mean, there are many guys that I could see, like a Johnny Newton. I could possibly see replacing like Jamian Sherwood or something, or like Jatavian Sanders could probably fall to them, which that's their second. That's probably the second best tight end inside the NFL draft. Jatavian Sanders out of Texas, so that would be That's honestly better than Tyler Kolek if Jatavian Sanders would pan out in Robert Saleh's system as their head coach. Now, that is me talking about the New York Jets. Hopefully, you liked my thoughts about this team and what we are seeing from the ESPN depth chart. But, well, yeah, STTM is out. See y'all next time. Road to 50 subs.